Last week we compared DK Metcalf to Calvin Johnson. That was sort of a thing that was going around. A couple different people had talked about it, and we just kind of threw in our
Mm.
2 cents. But taking it sort of a step further and comparing DK Metcalf to Randy Moss. I mean, we remember Randy Moss had just an absurd rookie season. So kind of comparing their numbers through the first 29 games. Andy, take it away, buddy.
Uh, well, I think it's important to compare them because, we talked about Calvin Johnson last time, and DK's numbers were actually superior to Megatron's. Randy Moss here does outshine him a little bit. DK, through his first 29 games, 127 receptions, 2,080 yards, 17 touchdowns. Of course, fantastic numbers. Randy Moss, however, in the same 29 game sample size, his first 29 games, 135 catches, 2,533 yards, 24 touchdowns. And I don't mean to, I'm not pointing out the disparity to discredit DK Metcalf. Obviously, we said he's a top 5 receiver. It does kind of shine a light on just how transcendent a talent Randy Moss was. But I think the relative closeness of the numbers kind of just emphasizes what DK Metcalf has managed to do in such a brief span of time. I included his combine numbers to compare with Randy's here, just to give you a sense of what kind of freaks the two of these guys were. And also how DK Metcalf, with 30 pounds on Randy Moss, is arguably an even better athlete, at least in terms of testing. So let's just jump into it. DK Metcalf at the combine measured in 6'3", 228 pounds, which that's a big old boy running a 4.3 340 and with a 40.5-inch vertical. Now, Randy Moss, also 6'3", a little slighter, 194 pounds, but he ran a 4.3 840, which is a hair slower than DK Metcalf. And his vertical, 33 inches, was kind of underwhelming. I just included it to, again, note the disparity. I guess Randy, at least in that one drill, kind of was better on field than testing because, we've seen Randy Moss guy for balls. There's a reason somebody gets mossed.
You got mossed. Absolutely.
I kind of am waxing poetic here, but if you have anything to add, I'd like to hear it.
Yeah, I like many. I would think many football fans have never stopped and looked at Randy Moss's numbers specifically through 29 games. It's a really weird kind of thing to look at, but that's where we are in DK Metcalf's career, so that's why we're looking at it through that lens. But for Randy Moss to have 8 more receptions and then like 450 more yards and 7 more touchdowns, like I mean, it's just a testament to how good he really was, right? But with DK being, again, relatively close, I just kind of mentioned the differences between them, but with being relatively close and being in the same breath as Randy Moss, you're probably doing something right.